Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream here today. Hopefully, y'all can see me and hear me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to talk about objections in affiliate marketing campaigns, how to identify them, and how to overcome them. And we'll talk about why that's super important, what you have to do, and all that good stuff in just a moment. But if you are here on the live stream, thank you so much for joining. We'll do a question and answer afterwards, like always. Feel free to leave questions at any time as well. And if it makes sense and if it's with the flow, I'll just jump right in there. What's going on, Corrine, Joshua? Thanks for joining me here. Hopefully y'all can see me and hear me. Just give me a thumbs up or a good stuff. All right, cool. Thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it. Welcome. So if you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. Give a like on this. Share this with anybody if you think they can benefit from this. We got to come from an abundance mindset here. And the more people that see this, the better off we're all going to be as a community. And if you're watching the replay, you can just skip ahead to the 2-minute mark. That's usually where we'll jump in. So the replay will be live in the Facebook group, and I'll post it live on YouTube as well. But I hope everybody's doing well. Cool. Welcome. So yeah, we're going to start in about 1 minute here, and we're going to talk about objections. So thank you so much for joining me on the live stream here. This is a good one. This is going to be a really good one because it's kind of I think a missing component to the equation here. Like I know a lot of people, especially with TikTok and stuff, what's up, Jeffrey? Welcome. We're seeing traffic is no longer the problem. You can always just buy Facebook ads. So traffic's not the problem a lot of the times, but we're having trouble with the conversion process. And part of that equation is overcoming objections. So this is going to be a really good value-packed live stream. We'll try to go through it as quickly as possible to be respectful of everybody's time while remaining thorough as well. We'll get started in about 10-15 seconds here. Last little thing I want to say before we jump into it here is this live stream idea came from one of the fellow group members. So I'm sorry, maybe it was Marie. I don't remember who suggested this topic. I apologize. I talked to a lot of people in a given day. But I'm glad you did. So if you have topics for live streams that you want to cover, just reach out, send me a message, leave it in the group or what have you. Drop it in the comments if you're watching the replay on YouTube. I check everything, and we can get these live streams going and cater them directly to what you want to know. So this is going to be a great one. That being said, welcome everybody who's on. Let's kind of dive right into it here today. So objections, right? Part of the conversion process. And here's the bottom line. When you're an affiliate marketer, when you're doing any sort of marketing whatsoever, and if you just jumped on, we'll do a question and answer at the end of this. So we'll hopefully get through this in about 15-20 minutes here. But anyways, objections. Your customers, your leads have objections, right? Like objections are basically reasons not to buy whatever it is you're promoting. And it would be nice if there was unlimited money for everyone, but that's just not the way it works. So the bottom line is in order for you to make money as a marketer, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, somebody somewhere is going to have to buy something eventually. Even if you're an affiliate marketer, somebody's going to have to buy something if you want to make some money. And objections are reasons not to buy. So objections could be very valid, or they could be made up. That's the other thing. Sometimes people have objections inside their head that aren't necessarily even true. But it's our job as marketers to overcome those objections if we want to be successful, right? So just to kind of jump in here, I think probably everybody knows what an objection is, but objections can be things like it's too expensive, right? The product we're promoting is too expensive. That's rarely the actual objection. Okay, so I want to point that out first and foremost. Don't get into a situation where you're really focusing on the price, because most of the time, y'all know, if we really want something, we'll find a way to get it, right? So really, the price is just an excuse that we're using. Now, if you're promoting a $3,000 product, yes, I remember there were times in my 20s when I couldn't even fathom getting a loan for a $3,000 car, let alone having $3,000 to invest in a course. But the bottom line is money is really the actual objection, but that is an objection. Other things we might hear, especially in the affiliate marketing space, especially if we're promoting digital products that help you make money, right? Because that's what I do. That's what a lot of y'all in the group do. We promote Legendary Marketer and ClickFunnels, and all of those things are courses and software that help businesses and entrepreneurs make more money. So a common one is scam. It's going to be a scam. There's an objection that comes up a lot. I will caution you, don't focus too much on that objection, though, because if someone thinks something's a scam, chances are you're not going to change their mind. But objections that are very common that we do want to focus a lot of our attention on are things like when people say this won't work, right? So whatever you're trying to offer them, oh, this won't work, right? Oh, I really want to make money and I really want to do affiliate marketing, but this won't work. Well, that's because people have probably tried to do things in the past that didn't work. And so that's in the forefront of their mind. Maybe that's happened to you. Maybe I know that's happened to me back, when I first got started. Or it's too hard, right? Like, oh, this looks like a great opportunity, but boy, that's just going to be too hard or too much work, right? Those are common objections that we need to overcome. So what we're going to do in this presentation here is we're going to go for about 15 minutes here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through specific ways that I identify objections, because that's step number one, right? Like we have to identify the hangups that our customers have. And depending on the product that we're choosing or even the platform that we're marketing on, the objections are going to differ slightly. So what I want to do is I want to take you kind of through the process and give you specific examples of objections that I see when promoting Legendary Marketer, and also specific examples of different ways I overcome those objections. But keep in mind, like what I share with you on this live stream, you don't have to do everything exactly as I do. This is just kind of giving you a framework. This is kind of getting the wheels turning. Like you don't have to overcome the same. If you're promoting Legendary Marketer, you don't have to overcome the same objection at the exact same time that I do. I hope that makes sense. If that's confusing, just someone drop in the comments, let me know, and I'll retouch on that. But the bottom line is I just want to get that brain working and give you some specific examples to help you start not figuring it out for your own, but knowing what to do when and how to find these objections. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand. So, okay, when we're talking about affiliate marketing or marketing in general, or think about what I'm doing. I'm on here on live streams. I am creating content on YouTube. If I'm creating content on TikTok. If you've ever reached out and sent me a message or an email, hopefully I got back to you. Sometimes things slip through the cracks, but for the most part, I get back and I continue to converse with people. Now, two things are happening here. I'm building that bond. I'm strengthening the relationship, but also that gives me an opportunity to get inside your head a little bit, right? If you're reaching out to me and you have questions about, like, say, becoming an affiliate marketer, if I talk to you, then I can say, okay, here's an objection. Even if you're not even if you're 100% on board, you're going to have hangups and trepidations, right? And if I can learn those, then that's going to give me an advantage in my marketing, because let's say 1 out of 15 people actually speaks up, right? So if someone says, I don't think affiliate marketing actually works, that means there's probably 15 other people who are thinking the same thing. So that's really another reason, just another layer of why it's actually important to talk to people. Like, we want to automate as much as possible. Obviously, that's the dream, passive income. But we have to actually get to know our customers and our potential customers. So that's key number one. That's how we identify those objections. And the kind of the point I was making with that 1 in 15 is we don't want to discount anybody's objections, because once again, they may seem like the squeaky wheel or the complainer or the Karen, if you will, right? That's a kind of a thing that people say now. I feel bad for people named Karen. Not every Karen's a complainer, but the bottom line is we know what we're talking about, right? We're gonna see them as like, oh, this person's just complaining, right? But the fact is that complaint might be a complaint or an objection that many other people have. So we really want to take that to heart. We really want to say, okay, cool, how can we overcome that? Now, let me give you an example of how that would look in another field. Maybe this will kind of help you out. So I used to be in the restaurant business, 12 years managing restaurants before I got into affiliate marketing, quit my job and all that stuff. At one time, I lived in Portland, Oregon for about 4 years, and I managed a very busy breakfast restaurant. I mean, crazy. Mother's Bistro, if you've ever been. I think it's closed right now because of what's going on. But it'll open back up. It's a great restaurant. I managed that restaurant for a long time. Super busy. Like at breakfast, we would do like 10 turns on every table, like 1,200 people for breakfast, right? Super crazy busy. But the bottom line is we're a well-known restaurant. And like, let's say we had a special one day, and let's say the special was pancakes with pear ginger compote, right? Well, we might have this person who sits down and orders this, and maybe they were complaining that first they didn't like the table they were at, and second that they were, there was a draft from the air conditioning, and third there was a noisy child. So already they're complaining. So we as servers and service professionals are thinking, this person's a Karen, right? Complaining. But maybe they get maybe they order the pancakes with pear ginger compote, and they're like, man, this really has a lot of ginger in it, right? Well, okay, maybe we're thinking to ourselves, that person's just a complainer. But what we realize like 3 days later is that we go to Yelp, and all of a sudden there's 5 comments that was like, everything was great, but the special had too much ginger in the pancakes. And maybe that's because we're, chefs and in the restaurant industry, and we like a lot of spice and flavor, right? But the point I'm getting at is we have to take those complaints as important, even if it comes from a complainer. And we got to really dive in and say, hey, should taste this. Ooh, I can see how that's maybe a lot of ginger. So how do we overcome this potential problem? Well, let's not pull it off the menu, but let's tell all the servers to let people know if they order this dish, hey, guess what? I like it, but there's kind of a lot of ginger in it, just so they know ahead of time, right? So that's kind of an example of how like we'd want to dismiss somebody as a complainer, but really it's important to listen to everybody. So enough about that. Let's get into it. Before I do though, really quickly, don't spend too much time trying to convince the complainer, right? Like if someone's like, it's too expensive, and say, well, it's a good investment because it'll pay for itself because it's only $7. Like leave it at that. Like don't try to convince non-buyers to buy, but take their complaint or their objection and then work it into your marketing. So we're going to do this a couple of different ways. And once again, I'm just going to give you an example of how I'm doing this to promote Legendary Marketer. So to promote Legendary Marketer, I'm getting traffic to my funnel, basically 2 different ways. I'm using organic traffic, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook groups. We'll consider that one way, organic. And then I'm using paid ads, which as Facebook ads right now, we'll consider that way number 2. So when I have an ad running, one of my best performing ads that's running right now, basically I start off and I don't talk about Legendary Marketer as the greatest thing since sliced bread. I don't talk about affiliate marketing as the best way to make money online. What I do is I first attack other business models. FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, too expensive, too much competition. Starting an agency. Why would you want to start an agency? You want to quit your job because you don't like your boss. And if you start an agency, then you have 10 bosses. Drop shipping. Yeah, right. You know how long it takes to ship from China? Everybody thinks drop shipping is a scam anyways. Consumers are becoming more educated on it, right? So like, that's the first thing I'm doing is I'm attacking other business models, because the objection that I'm hearing when I talk about affiliate marketing is that some people think affiliate marketing isn't a business, right? But obviously we can turn it into a business if you treat it like a business. And other people think, affiliate marketing, there's so many better ways to make money, right? So like affiliate marketing with digital products, a lot of people have a hard time comprehending that. Like it doesn't compute. But if you talk about selling physical products online, that makes sense for some reason, I guess. So the objection is, yeah, affiliate marketing sounds great, but selling on Amazon is better, or drop shipping is better, or starting my agency is better, right? That's an objection to what I'm offering. So the first thing I want to do with my ad is just attack the other business models. The other thing I do in that ad is I say something like, hey, what's the best business model? Well, it depends. Do you have $10,000 to invest or not? Right? And I say, if no, then you want to talk about affiliate marketing. So what I'm doing there is I'm attacking the objection that this is going to cost too much money. Now I use a really high number. That way $3,000 or whatever doesn't seem like such a big deal. But the bottom line is I'm attacking the objection that you need tons and tons of money to start a business. And the last thing I do in that ad that's really important is I say, hey, listen, I'm not selling an affiliate marketing course. This is a challenge. This is an opportunity to learn about an opportunity, right? Because the objection people are going to see when they see an advertisement, or the first objection that's going to come to their mind when they see an ad, is this guy's just trying to sell me a course. Well, if I flat out say, hey, guess what? I'm not trying to sell you an affiliate marketing course, they're going to be like, well, there you go. I may as well just check it out. So whether you're using ads or whether you're using, organic traffic, in your messaging, you want to think about overcoming objections, not just hyping the opportunity, right? So like, if you say, hey man, this business this $7 challenge will change your life. You're going to learn so much about affiliate marketing. You're going to find success. I guarantee it, because I did. That may be true. But if you start talking to people about taking a $7 challenge and learning how to become an affiliate marketer, well, guess what? That sounds like work, right? Learning sounds like work. Taking a 15-day challenge, guess what? 15 days, that sounds like work. You know what I mean? So it's not to say we should avoid that, but just keep in mind, like, hey, there's a potential objection that takes work, right? So let's overcome that objection. Hey, let's focus on other things, right? Like too much info, right? Okay, well, one thing we might say is, and this isn't like you got to spend 3 hours a day in the challenge. You can get through each challenge day in about 20 minutes. Well, that's not too bad. I got 20 minutes, right? So that's another way we can overcome an objection. Now, the next way I overcome objections is we got to understand that there's different components of the marketing campaign, right? We have the initial, where we bring people into our brand. If you're promoting Legendary Marketer or an affiliate program like I do, we have a bridge page video that people hit as soon as they opt in to my email address. Now, in that bridge page video, it's a 2.5-minute video where I talk about the opportunity to join Legendary Marketer. So that's another place that we can overcome objections. So one thing I do in that bridge page video is I talk about all the beginners who are making money. Why did I start working with Legendary Marketer? Well, I've done pretty well with it, but I've been doing this for 8 years. So people are going to think, okay, you can do this, but that doesn't mean I can do it. You have a huge following. You have a YouTube channel. You have 8 years experience. So that's an objection that people are going to have, right? Leads are going to have. So I can say, hey, but you know what? The reason I joined this is because I saw other beginners having success, right? Cool. I just overcame an objection. Another thing I do is run retargeting ads, right? On Facebook. So someone opts into my list and we have follow-up. We're going to have follow-up in 2 different ways. We're going to have follow-up in email, most likely. We might have follow-up like in a Facebook group or live training. But we also might have follow-up with retargeting Facebook ads. So when I first started this Legendary Marketer campaign, I didn't really know what the objections were. So I've been affiliate marketing for 8 years, and I'm trying to introduce people who maybe are just getting started with it to the opportunity. So a lot of what I did when I first started was talk about why you want to partner with Legendary Marketer, why affiliate marketing, like continuously tell them like why you want to do it, why you want to do it, why you want to do it. And then as I started getting more conversations going, I started to understand some objections. And once again, these came up because I'm talking to people, I'm working with people, I'm trying to help them achieve their goal of making some money with affiliate marketing. And a couple of things that I kept hearing over and over again is, this sounds great, but nobody helps me, right? Like there was a big concern that, yeah, okay, I'll join another challenge. I'll invest more money. I get it. I know I need to invest, but I invest in all these courses and nobody's there to help me, right? So I hear that. I'm like, oh, shoot, there's a big objection. So my first retargeting ad that I send people within the first 7 days after they opt into my email list is, hey, what's up, Ivan? Thanks for joining us. Is I say, let me show you the video here. Actually, I'll go ahead and share my screen. So this is the first retargeting ad that I send. And basically you can see here right on the bottom, it's going to be very hard to see on the screen share. I get that, but it's got a little red text down here that says, feel like nobody is helping you, ? Okay. That immediately when people see this ad, and maybe you all have seen it, let me know in the comments if you've seen this ad. Immediately when people see this ad, they're like, oh, shoot, man, that's one of the main objections that I had, right? Like, you'd be thinking, oh my gosh, like, yeah, that's my number one problem, right? Like, no one ever helps me. And when you can enter the conversation that's already going inside of people's head, like before they reach out to you, then that's magic, right? Like, that's when you look like, this guy gets me. And people will buy when they feel understood. Now, if you're not running retargeting ads, that's fine. You don't have to run retargeting ads, but take those objections and enter them into your email follow-up sequence, right? So like, if we know that nobody helps me is a common objection, right? So maybe the first email we send is, hey, I get it. Here's just another challenge to join, more education. You probably think, that's great. I need more information, but what I really need is help. Do you feel like nobody's helping you? Okay, now you're inside the conversation that's already going inside their head. They're gonna be listening, and they're gonna think of you as an expert. And you can be like, okay, well, cool. And then you list off the bullet points of why the legendary marketer is different. For example, if you're promoting legendary marketer, well, guess what? There's a community of 23,000 people. They go live on a show called Wake Up Legendary 5 days a week at 10 a.m. Hey, if you need help, just reach out to me. I'm happy to help you. I'm in the trenches too with you. You know what I mean? Like, overcome that nobody helps you objection. Okay. Another objection, I'll go ahead and share my screen again, that I was getting was that people would reach out to me after they saw my ad. They would see my bridge page. They would go watch the presentation or the video sales letter that Dave Sharp has prepared. And then they reach out to me because I sent a follow-up email saying, what do you think? And they would say, hey, great. I watched all this, but I still don't really know what affiliate marketing is. And I get that, right? So another ad that I run to people is, what is affiliate marketing? How does it work? Okay. Those two texts are in that little yellow box in the ad. And I know it's really hard to see, but that box is on the screen. So as soon as they click on the video on Facebook, they're like, whoa, what is affiliate marketing? How does it work? That's exactly what I want to know. And then, of course, my headline is learn high ticket affiliate marketing in 15 days or less, right? So I address their concerns in this video, and I tell them where they need to go if they want to learn more. And guess what? That's the Legendary Marketer 15-day challenge, which is going to earn me the commission, right? Now, if you're not running retargeting ads, that's fine. You can do this with your email. So this is my automated email sequence. And one email I send is the formula I use to become the #1 affiliate. Well, what objection is that overcoming? Well, it's overcoming the objection that, well, this business model is too confusing or too complicated, right? If I give you the formula, then it's as cut and dry as it gets. Why legendary marketer is another email I send. What objection is that overcoming? Well, when people see me promoting something, they know that I'm probably going to make some money somewhere. So if I'm not selling courses, they probably know that I'm going to make money when they join Legendary Marketer. So the objection that's going on inside their head is, oh, you just want me to buy in so you make a commission and line your pockets. Well, no. I'm recommending Legendary Marketer because I'm seeing beginners have success. It teaches you marketing, which is the #1 skill. Then after you learn the products, you can turn around and promote the products, right? So everything you buy is going to pay for itself because you learn the product. Then you can better market the product and make your money back, right? Another email I send, newbie earns first dollar, shares story with you, okay? I'm re-attacking that same objection from a different angle. That objection that, oh man, you can make money because you've been doing this for 8 years, but I can't. No, here's proof that beginners are making money, right? And that's how this whole thing works. We figure out all the objections and we attack them because, like, if we just hype up the opportunity, like legendary marketer is great because, or I struggled for 10 years because, or and finally found success because of legendary marketer or whatever, right? Showing screenshots of $10,000 weeks or whatever. Yeah, those things grab attention, but the if your customers, if your leads have those objections inside their head, and if you don't work hard to knock those objections down, then they're never going to buy from you, because they're always going to be thinking to themselves, this sounds great, but it's too hard, or this sounds great, but it's too complicated, or this sounds great, but nobody's going to help me, or this sounds great, but it's going to cost too much money, right? We're never going to break through unless we attack those objections. And when we attack those objections, if we do it systematically, and we attack all of them from multiple angles, then guess what? Here's where the magic happens. Instead of us trying to talk them into buying something, it becomes their idea. Hey, you know what? I think I should do that. And then they're likely to buy, right? So I'm going to give you a couple more examples, and then of course, open it up for questions. But that's kind of the key here. Like, what is the whole game here? We want to attack and sell, like present the opportunity and attack the objections from as many angles as possible, right? Some people are going to buy on day one when they see our bridge page and we overcame their objection. Some people are going to buy on day two when we send the first email that says, hey, beginners can do this. And some people are going to buy on day 30 when we finally attacked their objection from the right angle that resonated with them. That's the beauty of email marketing. That's the beauty of building communities where you can continue to provide value and nurture and talk. And eventually, my goal is to overcome your objection. So you go ahead and buy, right? All right, Corrine, I'll talk about the cost too much objection in just a second. There's just two more little notes that I had here on my notepad that I want to talk about. And yeah, then we'll jump into questions. So hopefully that was helpful. Hopefully that kind of made sense. Hopefully that kind of gave you a new perspective on the goal here of marketing, right? Because that's the skill we're trying to master, is marketing. We are, if we're an affiliate marketer, we already know we have an excellent product, because if we're doing our job, we just find the excellent product and partner up with them, right? It doesn't take time to create it. So we know we have a validated, excellent product. That's why I like Legendary Marketer. That's why I like ClickFunnels. There's a buzz in the market. It's validated. People need them. People are getting results with them. So we already know we have an excellent product. So now we just have to master the skill of marketing. So for example, a couple other ways that I overcome objections. Two more examples, and then we'll talk about Corrine's question there about the cost too much. So TikTok. One thing that I've been using a lot in TikTok lately is no course for sale, right? Because I'm seeing other TikToks and other gurus on TikTok, and everyone's like, oh, you just want to sell a course. And that's a common objection, especially, like, think about it. Like, if you've ever seen people who teach how to sell on Amazon, that's a huge objection, because if you can make so much money selling on Amazon, why are you selling a course, right? Like, so many of the gurus just make all their money selling courses, and that's fine. Not saying that they didn't succeed to get to that point, or earn the right, or have the knowledge, or they're not providing value. I'm not saying it. That's a common objection. So in my description on TikToks, I'll say things like no course for sale. People are like, cool. All right. Well, if he's not selling me a course, he must be helping me out, right? We're overcoming objections. I just started a new ad today, a new Facebook ad. It's to cold traffic. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm overcoming the objection. So what I'm going to do in that ad is I'm going to target people who are interested in things like ClickBank. And I'm going to say, hey, guess what? ClickBank stinks because A, B, C, and D. What am I really doing? Well, I'm overcoming the objection that affiliate marketing doesn't work, because I'm targeting people who've probably already at least investigated ClickBank as a viable option. They may have tried something and failed, because most people start with ClickBank and most people fail when they first get started, right? So I'm attacking the objection that affiliate marketing doesn't work by finding people who've failed with ClickBank and specifically calling out ClickBank as a piece of poop offer, right? Then I show them the new opportunity. We overcome that objection, show them the new opportunity. All right. And then a new opportunity in this case is Legendary Marketer. Ivan, you've seen ClickBank maybe. You have a question about TikTok ads. We'll get to that in just a second, guys. That's pretty much the presentation. Thank you so much. Let's talk about questions and answer session now. I hope you enjoyed that. If you do, let me know in the comments, and I'll continue to do more live streams. So hopefully they're helpful. I know they can be a little long-winded. Sometimes it's easier to get the more condensed information if it's a recorded video, but live streams are cool too. So just let me know. So Corrine Hansen says, go over the cost too much objection again. So that's a common objection. We cost too much money. So first of all, we got to be very careful about spending too much time worrying about the cost too much objection. Because if people are so focused on the cost, they may never buy. We don't want to focus a lot of time on non-buyers. However, especially if we're nurturing our leads, we're continuing to talk with them, and we're talking about business blueprints, challenges and stuff, right? Like, let's say we're promoting Legendary Marketer. One of the steps is the business blueprint challenge. It costs $2,500. That's a considerable amount of money. I don't care how much money you have. That's considerable. So to overcome that objection, for me personally, I'll give you my personal example. This isn't going to work for you, but I'll give you my personal example of something that works really well. And then we'll talk about maybe other ways to go around it. So when someone reaches out and says, hey man, I'm in Legendary Marketer, I've gone through the challenge and I want to buy the business builder blueprint, but $2,500 is a lot of money. Can you give me an honest answer? And so that's what I do. I give them an honest answer and I tell a story, because stories are very powerful. I say, hey, listen, back in February of 2019, I started seeing all this buzz about this program, and I knew nothing of the program. But it was Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. They were releasing the Knowledge Business Blueprint, or Knowledge Broker Blueprint, or whatever it called the first time. And I knew nothing about it, but I saw a bunch of people promoting it. I knew the launch was happening in 4 days. And I was like, I knew I wanted to be a part of this launch because the buzz was off the hook, right? And that's what I was talking about. If there's buzz, we want to jump on because the market's being educated at scale. So what did I do? I was like, crap, man, let me buy it. So the first thing I did is bought it. $2,000 is what it cost. And I didn't even think twice about it. I put $2,000 down and I went through all the information, like in 24 hours, just like every single video module, watching them 2 times speed, like taking notes, like just getting all the information I could. And guess what? I saw a unique angle that most people who were promoting, because once again, I had already seen a lot of people send emails and promote this. Most people who were promoting it were not taking this angle. And B, I knew it would resonate with my built-in audience very well. I created this quick campaign, and by campaign, I mean like 3 or 4 videos, and I attacked this angle that wasn't in the swipe copy that they give us as affiliate marketers as resources. It wasn't what everybody else was doing, so I couldn't just copy it. I created my own angle, and in 10 days, I made $35,000 or $36,000 or whatever it was. It was a no-brainer. So that $2,000 I invested yield 15x return in like 2 weeks. So that's why you want to buy the Business Builder Blueprint, because you're going to go in there and you're going to see your own unique angles to sell it. And when it's your unique angle and you're coming at it from an authentic place, guess what? You're going to sell more. It's just going to be so much easier to sell because you're going to have your own spin on it. You're not just regurgitating the same information they've heard 18 times, right? I'm not telling you not to model success. Don't get me wrong there. But that's what can happen when you buy into something like that, especially if you're going to promote it. It's kind of like a car salesman who's not going to learn anything about cars. Would he have a lot of success if a nice young couple came in and said, we want a minivan because we're having a baby? Is this car safe? Salesman goes, I don't know. I don't even know how to put car seats in. Right? Are they going to buy from them? Probably not. So that's kind of the story I use to overcome the price objection. Now, what you could also do is kind of use those things like, well, you could use the car salesman analogy. Well, you got to know the products that you're going to promote. Luckily, when you buy into a marketing program, it's going to teach you how to become a better affiliate marketer. Then all you have to do is refer 3 people to it. You're going to make your money back. How are you going to refer people to it if you don't know the product? Right? Or if you don't have the skills to get people to the offer, how are you going to make your money back? It's going to be very difficult. That's why you want to invest in this Business Builder Blueprint. For me, it was a great purchase because I learned A, B, C, and D. Guess what? I'll make my money back 10 times over. Maybe not today, but in the long run. So that's one way to overcome an objection of it costs too much. Another way to overcome an objection of it costs too much is kind of be like, hey, this works really well. If it's not for you, no worries. I get it. I remember a time in my life when there was no way I could have afforded a $2,000 investment. Luckily, I'm in a position now where I can do that. But if it's not for you, I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? And then you can always say things like, hey, listen, if it's about the money, I understand. I get it. If you have the money, I don't know if you have it on credit cards or whatever, we don't want to get people mortgaging their house to learn marketing, right? It's because it's not necessary. Money just increases speed, right? It doesn't change the outcome. It just increases speed. But we can start talking about those things. We don't want to say, oh, you have to, but like, hey, I get it. If it's not for you, no worries. And kind of let them talk themselves through it. Because a lot of times when people are asking about money or they're asking about like, is it worth it? They're already ready to buy, right? So that they're looking for a reason not to buy at that point. They'll get the money, right? We can all get the money. Like we've all been there, right? We've all been there. Like, shoot, man, rent's due or my car payment's due or Christmas is coming up. And you know what I mean? Like we've all been there and, you find a way, you know what I mean? And that's the same thing. Like if you want success, if you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. And like I said, most people are already on the hook, when they start asking about that question. So, the worst thing you can do is be like, oh, you have to buy it. I don't care what you got to do if you got to sell your car, right? Because then they're gonna be like, oh, he's just talking me into buy something. There was another question. Let's see. Have I tried TikTok? Hopefully that answered your question, Corrine. Great question. Ivan says, have you tried TikTok ads? If not, why? Focus. So I'm focusing on organic traffic and Facebook ads. I'm going to do a lot better really dialing in Facebook ads than I will running ads on 10 different platforms. I don't know TikTok ads. Yeah. And I like, it's just too new to run ads. Like there's so much organic traffic. Like it's not going to be like some new, like the ad platform's not going to change everything, right? Like everything's it might be a little cheaper, but that doesn't mean the traffic's going to be better, right? Like, so I'd rather leverage Facebook's, pixel data to find me buyers because I think it's a little more advanced, right? So that's why I don't do TikTok ads. I know it's not a in-depth answer, but basically focus. You can't do everything, and I quite frankly, I just don't know anything about it or trust it yet. So, yeah, I mean, and that kind of leads into an interesting point is you don't have to, chase the newest trend or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if it's a great opportunity, like organic traffic with TikTok, then absolutely jump on it. But if you just focus on one thing, one platform or whatever, I mean, you can have all the money you ever need. Like the internet is 2 billion people, 4 billion people. I don't know, a lot, right? So you don't need to be everywhere. You need to appear to be everywhere. That helps with emails and retargeting ads and having a Facebook group and a YouTube channel and TikTok. But you don't have to you don't need to run ads on 20 different platforms. Find one that's working and triple down on it and refine it and increase conversions. And that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing all my energy on organic, of course, and Facebook. Facebook ads get rejected a lot. Yeah, that happens. So I can't really say anything else because every situation is unique and there's no like Facebook is crazy. In a good way, you know what I mean? I don't want I'm on a Facebook Live. I don't want to say too much. They're listening, I'm sure. But if your Facebook ads get rejected a lot, all I can say is appeal them as opposed to so they'll say something like it does not meet our standards. Just appeal them. Reach out. Don't change anything. Just appeal them. Because a lot of times I think they get flagged like by a bot and then you get a human on there and like, yeah, that's fine. Whereas if you just tweak it, like you try to think, okay, this is probably what triggered the rejection, and you go in there and tweak it and try to run it again, guess what? The bot's going to trigger again. It's going to get failed again. But yeah, it's part of the process. But yeah, always appeal them. Always appeal them. And I usually just say something like, hey, I'm not sure which policy I violated. I'm just offering insight into marketing programs that have worked for me. I'm not selling anything. I'm not offering any courses. And I'm not making any income claims. Josh Schrader says, do you recommend video ads over photo ads? I don't know. It's a testing thing. So there's a couple of reasons I like video ads, but it's just a preference thing. It's not necessarily the best thing. So I like video ads for two reasons. And this is, I guess, this is an important topic. So let's cover it. So I like video ads first, especially when you're running a new campaign, because the idea with Facebook ads is you want to get to lookalike audiences, right? That's kind of the lowest hanging fruit. Like the easiest path to profitability is get to lookalike audiences for buyers. Now, one is going to be a process, right? So like when you don't have any buyers, you can't give Facebook a list of buyers and say, hey, find me people who are just like these folks. You can't do that. So you got to get to that point first. So if you just start targeting like people who are interested in affiliate marketing, guess what? Everybody else is targeting people who are interested in affiliate marketing. Now, I know I just said earlier in this live stream that I'm doing that, but that's the next phase. Okay. So the first phase was getting to lookalikes for buyers, which was what I did. So if you don't have a list of customers, you need to start whittle your way down. So a lot of people do is they'll start with interest, right? Like people are interested in affiliate marketing and they're going to lose their butt on that. But what they're trying to do is get enough leads to make a lookalike audience for people who've opted in. And then we run the same ad to those people. Eventually we can get to the point where we get enough buyers to create a lookalike list for buyers. Now you're going to need about 300 conversions is what I've seen. So to get 300 leads is going to be kind of expensive. To get 300 buyers is going to be quite a bit of money. Now you get there eventually. So what do we do to overcome that challenge? Well, when I run a video ad, okay, let's say I run a 2-minute video ad. I like to keep my ads less than 2 minutes. So if I run a 2-minute video ad, what I can do is I can create a custom audience based on people who have watched 50% of my video. Okay. If someone watches a minute worth of me talking, right, this ugly guy talking, if they sit down on their Facebook and they're at home looking at Facebook and they sit and watch me talk for a minute, then you better believe that they're going to be at least somewhat interested in what I'm talking about. So I'm not that interesting, right? So what I can do is I can create a custom audience of people who've watched 50% of my video. And then I can make my first lookalike audience for people who've watched 50% of my video, because I'm going to hit 50% of, I'm going to hit 300 people who watched 50% of my 2-minute video a lot faster than I'm going to hit 300 people opting in to my email list, right? Entering their email on my capture page. So that's a quick way. I mean, I can get to my first lookalike audience in like less than $100 or $100 or $200 or whatever, which is peanuts when you're thinking about paid ads. You know what I mean? And then I'm going to get much better CPAs and CPMs advertising to a list of a lookalike audience, a 1% lookalike audience of people who look like people who watched a minute of my video. Hopefully that makes sense. The other reason I like video ads is because I'm playing a long game. So you see my photo ad, you know, it might catch your attention because of the topic or whatever. But you're not gonna get any sense of like, oh, I kind of like this guy or I kind of don't like this guy or girl or whatever. Whereas when I put a video out, like you're gonna be either be like, hey man, I kind of resonate with this person. Like I kind of like the way they deliver their content, or boy, I really just don't like this guy. He talks slow or he talks fast, or you know, he's got a Michigan accent or whatever, you know what I mean? Like there's just gonna be reasons people like me or they don't like me. So when I put a video ad out, people are gonna decide, I like them or I don't like them. And you know what? That's fine. If people don't like me, I want them to find out they don't like me before they opt into my list. Right? Because if Facebook can only optimize based on what they're seeing. So if this person's optimized, if this person's entering my list, they're gonna be like, cool, let's find more people who look like that person. But if they end up hating me once they start to see me on camera, then I'm really shooting myself in the foot. So that's not to say video is better than photo necessarily. Obviously, photo, like you get started quicker, it's easier, it's more comfortable, and getting started is always better than not getting started. But that's kind of why the two reasons I like video. So hopefully, I gave you some insight and give you a method to my madness, I guess, because that's all I can really do. I can't tell you I'm the smartest marketer in the world, but I can tell you there's reasons why I do things. Here's the reasons. Decide for yourself if that's cool or not, basically, is what I know. So, yeah, I mean, if anybody else has any questions, feel free to drop them down. I got at least another, I mean, heck, I like talking affiliate marketing. I got time, but if we're good, you know, I won't drag this on and keep you here longer than you have to be. If you have any questions, let me know, whether it's about objections or anything we covered today or legendary marketer or anything at all. My pleasure. Thanks for joining me here today. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll have some more lives coming up in the near future. I'm trying to get a couple interviews together so you can hear stories of people who are seeing success. Objection books you recommend? I don't know, Jamar. I don't really have a good one, unfortunately. Let's think of anything. So one marketing book that I'm reading right now via Audible is Persuasion. It's a pretty cool little book. The full title is Persuasion, a revolutionary way to influence and persuade. So, but yeah. QBS sales book, is that a good objection book, Ivan? I don't know that one. So, Don, this is a great question. My pleasure, Toki. Thanks for joining us here today. So Don says, I'm confused on choosing a niche. Can I start by just promoting legendary marketer, or do you recommend choosing a niche other than affiliate marketing? So I'll talk about that because that's a common objection. Right? Thanks, Ivan, for that recommendation. I'll write it down. I'll make a note and look into it. And hopefully Jamar saw that QBS sales book. Appreciate it. All right. So this is a great objection for people who you're introducing to legendary marketer. And once again, just to repeat that, Don says, can I start by just promoting a legendary marketer, or do you recommend choosing a niche other than affiliate marketing? I'm confused on choosing a niche. So what I found to be the most successful for me is forget about the niche. Like, have a general idea. Do you want to be in make money online or money? Do you want to be in health, or do you want to be in relationships, right? Like, those are the three big ones: love, relationships, wealth, money, and health, fitness, right? So those are the three big ones. So most people, when they get into affiliate marketing, they want to make money. Let's be honest, right? Like, we want to create that side hustle. We want to quit our job. Like, that's what you're interested in. You don't fake it. Like, if you're interested in making money, guess what? Learn how to make money and then teach other people how to make money. So that's kind of the niche. The way I found the most success is by choosing the product first. So when I first got my big break in 2016, like, I saw everyone was kind of talking about e-commerce and Shopify, and I knew Shopify had an affiliate program. So I attacked that and just really leveraged the buzz that was in the market. Everyone wanted to know about Shopify. And guess what? I had done drop shipping. I did a case study that proved it profitable. I was like, here, cool, let's do it. And boom, massive success. ClickFunnels, another example. Everybody's interested in ClickFunnels, or a lot of people are interested in ClickFunnels and sales funnels. Guess what? I do very well with that program, even outside the legendary marketer stuff. Legendary marketers real hot right now. Think about the TikToks and stuff. And so I would just choose the products. So to answer your question, I would just promote legendary marketer products because there's a buzz. So there's people already interested. Like, no one's searching for Brian Brewer. No one's searching for Don, but people are interested in legendary marketer. So we want to get in front of stuff that people are already interested in. And then the reason I like beginners who want to learn affiliate marketing, the reason I like you getting into the affiliate marketing niche or the make money online niche is because guess what? When you make your first dollar, let's see, Joshua, I don't know if Joshua's still in here. He made his first dollar the other day, last week or whatever, promoting legendary marketer. Guess what? Now he's his own social proof, right? Like, hey, man, Joshua says, hey, I was struggling for years. Couldn't find my breakthrough. Guess what? I partnered with a legendary marketer. Look, I made my first $1. Well, that's relatability. That's what resonates with people. Thanks, Joshua. Right? Like, just give me a heck yeah or whatever. Like, you're your own social proof now. You're proof that a beginner can come in and make their first $1 online by working with a legendary marketer program. Now, I think Joshua bought into the business blueprint and all that good stuff, but that's the bottom line. It's like, when you go in there, you buy these products, you invest in them, and you learn them. Well, now you know these products. Now you're the car salesman who knows everything about cars. Like, you're going to have to learn the product you're promoting anyway. So why not just turn around and promote the product that you just went through the process of learning, which teaches you how to become a better marketer. So hopefully that makes sense. Ivan has another book recommendation, Secrets of Question-Based Sales. Cool. And that's by Thomas A. Fries. Definitely check that out. So Dawn, yeah, she said, awesome. I'm making this harder than it has to be. Right. Remember that. Hang on to that feeling. Jot that down. Put it on your desk or wherever you work. Because guess what? If you went through that, then when you come to the other side, you start teaching other people, right? Because that's what we want to do. We want to learn, do, teach. Teach is how we master. People are going to have that same problem, right? So because you just went through this, write those down. And then you're going to be like entering in the conversation that's already going inside their head, right? You're going to be overcoming their objections. Is it okay to just start on YouTube instead of Facebook with when marketing legendary marketer? Absolutely. Do whatever you're comfortable with. Somebody earlier in the chat said master one platform, and that's kind of the key, right? Like, you can expand over time, but I mean, you can have a multiple six-figure business just on YouTube alone, right? So really, platforms. Basically, I said this, I think maybe in the last live stream, or I said this recently. So let's say this is A over here and this is B over here, and you want to get people from A to B, and you want to use a traffic platform. The distance is going to be the same no matter what traffic platform you're using. It doesn't matter if you're using YouTube or Facebook ads or TikTok. The distance is the same. The only difference is that you have to do the work on the front end or the back end, right? So if this is the starting point, if you're doing YouTube, then the front end, right? The front end. That's going to be a lot more work because you got to shoot the video, edit the video, upload the video, and YouTube channels are kind of slow to grow. So a majority of the work's going to be on the front end. But guess what? When people find you on YouTube and you talk to them about an offer, it converts like crazy. I mean, you get incredible conversions. So there's very little work on the back end. Whereas the other thing is, if you're starting on TikTok, well, it takes 15 seconds to upload a video, right? No problem there. But guess what? People only saw you for 15 seconds and they saw you on TikTok. They still need a lot of convincing in the back end through email or Facebook groups or something like that. So yeah, start whatever platform you want, because the distance they got to travel is the same. It's just whether or not you got to do the work on the front end or the back end. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. Thanks so much, everybody. If anybody has anything else, feel free to shout it out. If not, go ahead and close this one down. Thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for the recommendations. I'm trying to grow on TikTok 2 months, but don't really get traffic or followers. Should I just switch platform? Yeah, I mean, so everybody's going to be naturally good at other things. Like if you're struggling with TikTok and you've tried different things, like you've tried different approaches, maybe that's not the thing, man. Like switch it up. Like, okay, cool. Maybe like, I know we've talked a little bit, and not personally, but through chat. Like you strike me as someone who's going to be able to follow up with people via Messenger. So maybe your bread and butter will be on Messenger and Facebook groups, right? Like you got to find out what your thing is. I don't really know you, but if you're struggling on TikTok, you seem like a person who would be good one-to-one, and you can get people into the Facebook group. Maybe that's where you grow your community. Maybe YouTube's your thing. But yeah, if you've really given it a concerted effort, like you've tried, and I've tried different styles. I've tried doing duets. I've tried doing reaction videos. I've tried text. I've tried hook story offer. Boy, I've just tried everything, and I'm just not getting much traction on TikTok. Yeah, try another platform. Absolutely. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. And once again, if you're struggling on TikTok, remember that's the one that has the short work on the front. So you're still going to have a lot of work in the end. Whereas if you go over to Facebook and start growing a group, maybe you're going to have a little more work on the front end, but then your conversions will happen a lot faster on the back end. So hopefully that makes sense. Stick with it. Keep going. It's a process. It's fun. Have fun with it. You know what I mean? Have fun with it, because it doesn't matter. Like, if you're struggling to make your first sale, it's going to be a struggle until you make that. And it's going to be awesome when you make it. And then guess what? If you're struggling to make your first $100 day consistently, it's going to be a struggle to get there. But when you make it, it's going to be awesome. And it just never stops. Like, whatever your number is, you're always going to struggle to make it if you're doing things the right way. And then you're going to make it. It's going to be awesome. And then you're going to raise the bar and go and enjoy the process. Like, that's the coolest thing. Like, nothing is more awesome than making your first commission online. I mean, having your first $10,000 week's cool. Having your first $50,000 month's cool, but nothing. I mean, that first one is game changing, life changing. Anyways, all right. Thank you so much for joining me on the live stream here today. The replay will be up in the group. I'll post it on YouTube. We'll see y'all very soon. Thank you so much if you joined me here. And if you want, just let me know in the comments if you want topics for another live. These are pretty easy to do. And if I know the answer, then I'll do the best I can to help y'all out. So, all right, that's it. We'll see y'all later. I'll be around, obviously, in the group and stuff for the rest of the day. We'll see you soon. Bye now.